Hello and welcome back to another episode of playing MotoGP 20 online, although this time it's more like playing MotoGP 21 online because we've got the 2021 mod on. But we're just going to be doing as we always do, just doing some 3-lap races and just showing the best bits of each one. Looks like we've got Austria first up, so that'll be interesting. So here we are then down on the grid. I'm actually in second position. We've got Alex Marquez on pole position, or someone playing as Alex Marquez at the very least. I've just realised he's got Monster Energy logos on his arm, so I thought I actually took those out a while ago, but there you go, I must have forgot to import it in game. But we're waiting for the lights to go out here then at Austria. Lights out and away we go. Fairly decent start actually for once off the line, but there's two Hondas either side. Petronas has hit someone at the back, someone's Fabio okay. I was going to say someone's Fabio Quartararo is diving it in, but I just got absolutely rammed up. Well, I just got rammed off at the first corner, so we are miles behind, because did you see how far in the gravel we spawned? That's absolutely ridiculous. So let's see what the gap is when we get to the end of this first sector. Blip and shift has just gone down as well, apparently. So someone else has got 5.5. We're 5 seconds behind at the end of this first sector. This is going to be a long race, and I also ran really wide through turn 3 there. Oh, there's another couple people down at turn 4. Here we go, we're going to pick off a position. We've passed a Repsol Honda. No, it's not a Repsol Honda, it's Quartararo. I thought it was a carbon Repsol Honda. I don't know why I thought that exactly, but it was a Yamaha. I think it might be... Oh, right, I know why I thought it was a Repsol Honda. It's because the guy in front of us is a Repsol Honda. I must have thought it was him still in the gravel, but it's not. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, 93. I don't know if I said the right number there. You'll have to count for me, and you can comment if I got it wrong. But it doesn't really matter anyway. He's got a few characters we can't read, and then a 93. He's playing as Marquez, to be expected, I suppose. Through this last corner, then I've cut that a little bit fine, but we kept it on the track limits. I don't know where he's gone. He's gone so far off the track. And there we go, up into 6th position once again, so I don't really know where I passed the other one. I know I've gone past 2 people, I didn't know I'd gone past 3. But there we go then, so we're up into 6th place now. I doubt we're going to get anything much more. I mean, these guys take some interesting lines, so I'm probably going to be taken out at this turn 3, which it is online, so that is to be expected. So we hit the brakes then. Let's see, does anyone come steaming up the inside? I've actually gone in so wide. One of them has gone down, so yeah, it's kind of what I expected. And he's left now as well. Oh, and the other guy behind us has now crashed as well, so absolutely no pressure at all. 6th position. Oh, there is someone not too far in front. Oh no, 4.5 seconds, never mind. Although that doesn't look like 4.5 seconds. I think he must have been off after that sector. But even still, I think it's a little bit too far to catch up, unfortunately. But, you know, not a terrible recovery considering how far we got sent at that first corner. We actually went all the way to the barrier. So we had to ride all the way back onto track. Now, apparently it's still 4 seconds, so yeah, pretty big gap there. Someone doing a 21.6 at the front, so the leaders have got some good pace. So as we come into the last corner then, we've actually brought this gap down massively. He hasn't crashed or anything, I've just genuinely caught this gap up on this final lap. But as we come up towards line 22.6, actually a very good lap on that final one, but unfortunately wasn't quite enough to catch the guy in front. So somehow we've actually got 5th place here. Someone must have had a huge penalty because I was absolutely nowhere near anyone. Obviously I was about 1.5 seconds behind the real Steve. He was the one in front of me. So I have no idea how Nitro's ended up behind us. Or is it Gotsov? I don't know. But either way, we've finished 5th, so not too bad considering the first corner. So then, here we are on the grid for this race. We're here at Aragon. Once again, 2nd position on the grid. So hopefully this time we actually make it through the first corner. An interesting logo on the top of that guy's helmet. Not going to say it out loud, of course, but quite funny there. But anyway, we're waiting for the lights to go out here at Aragon. I'm a bit flustered by that. He's not even got off the start, so we had the lead very momentarily there, but we got beaten by Ducati. Petrucci, oh wow, okay, that guy's absolutely steamed it in. There's a Repsol Honda's took out 3 people, I think, there. I think the Petrucci on the outside just survived, though, so we're now up into 2nd position. Gone on the green a little bit there. Redan in front of us. We've actually gained a lot of time on him through that section. He's playing as Bagnaia by the looks of it. We've gone in a bit wide. That was a terrible, terrible set of corners. We're trying to get on the power, sliding it quite a bit there. So we hit the brakes. Nitro's behind us, apparently, on the Repsol Honda. Looking behind, yep, there he is. So we hit the brakes then for sort of the reverse corkscrew section. I've closed way too much on him. Good job I didn't take him out. Oh, he's looking at the inside. But yeah, I got caught out a little bit there by how early Redan braked. I must say, he's taking some weird lines there. That might cost him quite a bit. Oh, I've gone into the green actually there. He's gone miles off the track. So I might have to let this guy behind through if I keep going on the green. He's just absolutely rammed me into turn 12. Oh, and he's hit me again, and I'm down. Great. Great. Wasn't enough to hit me on the entry, but he had to hit me on the exit as well. What is that guy's bike doing? Look how many people are down at turn 12. I'm still third. I got took out of second place, and I'm still third. That is how many people crashed at that corner there. I don't know what this guy is doing. Wow. Okay, that was aggressive. He sort of just rammed me to the outside and then just cut me up when I was in front of him going in, so he didn't really have the right to do that. He could swoop around the outside, of course, but he can't hit me wide and then just cut me up then straight away after. So that's a little bit dirty. Redan has now gone down. Don't know exactly where he's gone down because those guys would have been on the straight, surely, unless they've got to turn 1. No, he's here. So I don't know how he's... What's he rejoining the track like that for? What is he doing? And that is once again me down, and we've collected a few other people probably in that. So if you stay to the, the side of the track instead of just cutting onto the racing line. I know I had quite a bit of time to react to that, but I didn't react quick enough. I tried to swerve to the right-hand side, probably should have gone to the left. But I was expecting him to pull to the left when he came back on the circuit, like yeah, you probably would do, but no, he stayed on the racing lines. We're down to 7th place now. This lobby crashed galore in this race, well even in the last one as well there was quite a few crashes. It was just I got my race ruined so early on, we didn't see many. That guy's gone off blip and shift, and he's going to come back on the track a little bit dangerously, but he just missed me. That is definitely one of the things I've noticed in the last couple of sessions with online. Actually at this track in particular it seems as well, people just don't look when they rejoin. Oh, someone's washed the front out into the corkscrew. We've closed up to Redan again. He brakes very early. I've stuck my arm out to say sorry. Apparently I'm being sort of forced wide a little bit here. I think someone with my custom rider helmet up the inside. Well, same helmet I use on my custom rider, I mean. There we go, we've got the drive on him. Down towards turn 12, hitting the brakes. He's going to try and hang it around the outside, isn't he? He's lent on me a bit. I was going to say, there's no way he's getting that stopped, although he'll probably just use the green to get in front anyway. But here we are, back on the inside again. Down towards the chicane. Someone has gone super wide. He's just absolutely straight-lined. Redan has also straight-lined that section. He's crashed because of it. Oh, I've just cut that KTM up a little bit in Redan's bike in the middle of the circuit. I don't know what he's doing, because he's crashed on the straight now, and he was straight-lining a corner as well, so I'm not sure what he's doing. Absolutely ridiculous behaviour from some of these riders. Down towards the final corner, then blip and shift, going in a little bit wide. Up the inside we go, up into 5th position, but he might be able to cut back underneath us. Yes, he can, and he's just going to sort of force me off the circuit as well. You've got to get fully in front if you want to take my front wheel away from me, not just sort of alongside my front wheel. So down into this first corner then. He's lost the front on my screen, but obviously not on his because he didn't crash. As we go through turn 2 again then. We've got the run up the hill. We should have the position because he's went in the gravel there. And we've lost the rear on the curve. That was pretty sketchy stuff there. And he comes back through again. We're actually having quite a nice battle with him, although he's not keeping it to the track limits very much. Speaking of track limits, I was very, very borderline with that corner. But he swooped around the outside anyway. We're closing up to somebody playing with Nakagami, I think, in front. And I have now cut the corner. Luckily I didn't get a penalty. I was too busy looking at the guy in front because he was taking some strange line there. Again into the reverse corkscrew. Blipper Shift has actually lost the front this time. That guy, he's just on the Nidomitsu actually. He's not playing as Nakagami. We're cutting up the inside of him. Can we get past him? Redan's down again. This guy trying to hang it around the outside. I don't want to push him off the circuit, of course. Side by side, down towards turn 12. Are we going to have the position? Yes, we do. So we're now up into P4 once again. Past Soradid. Or Sorid? I don't know. Sorasid. But he's gone down anyway. Someone is pretty close behind us. So we've got to watch out. I think that's the KTM we accidentally cut up in this section last time when I was too busy sort of looking at what Redan was doing. So apologies to that rider for that. But out of this corner then, final lap of the race, 0.6 of a second back to him. He shouldn't be able to do anything into this last corner, so he should be alright for 4th position, although it is online, so you never know. But into the final corner then, this guy, I think he's won both the races now. Diwa. Someone's crashed in front of us though, it's Mac in prime. Can we beat him to the line? We're not going to be able to do it, unfortunately. So just off the podium there. But I don't even know what was happening in that race. We could have had the pace really to run with the leaders, but Redan just rejoined the circuit so dangerously, and I got rammed off, of course, earlier on that lap. So Yeah, 2 races in a row, been rammed from behind both times. Hopefully we can get a bit more luck next time. So we actually got 3rd position because the guy in front of us had a penalty. So we got a podium in that race then, 15.8 seconds behind. Let's see if we can try and get a bit closer to this guy in the next one. Hopefully I won't get taken out. So here we are then. It had to happen at some point, I suppose. We're at the Chang International Circuit, and judging by how chaotic this lobby has been so far, I don't expect it to go very well, not gonna lie. I've been hit up the back in 2 races so far, and this track is really a track where that could happen very easily. But lights out and away we go, off the line. We've got a fairly decent start here. Well, kind of initial launch anyways. We go into the first corner. I've not been hit yet. I've been hit by someone that had already crashed, but luckily I stayed on. I've gone on the green, so apologies for that, guys. But kind of got put off a little bit by being hit by that guy, but there's kind of a poor excuse. I just went in too hot, I think, on the brakes. So we're actually down to 6th place, so we've not had a good start, to be honest. Off the line, it wasn't... Well, that KTM has just caused a bit of a crash there. Gotsworth has just taken out 2 riders. Can't remember what bikes they were on, but he's just taken Suzuki out, I think, wasn't it? And unfortunately, he collected the rider on the outside as well, the Suzuki that crashed. So here we go then. You can see the 2 leaders exploring the track limits a little bit. So we go down towards turn 5. Oh, a bit of a wheelie out of that corner. That was a bit hairy, that one. What was that? That was a weave and a half, that was. I don't know how he got that one stopped and the guy in front of him didn't get it stopped when he was the one that kept the bike straight towards the braking zone. Someone's not moved off the line there. 31.4 then on that first lap. Not bad for the opening lap at Chang, to be honest. Again, a little bit wide through turn 1. Need to get the braking sorted out there. Out of the last corner then. 28.5. For me, that's not a terrible lap, but the guys in front are a little bit quicker, except this 3rd place guy, he is drifting back towards me, so there's definitely a potential for us to beat him on this last lap. We actually kept it on the track through turn 1 that time. He didn't, but it might be to his detriment, because you sometimes lose a little bit of time from that, but I think I just still went in a little bit too hot and didn't quite get the run out of there. So we're 7 tenths behind. Can we bridge this gap throughout the rest of this lap? I'll give it a go if I can. Ooh, that was a little bit sketchy on the curb. I lost the rear, and that's definitely any chance of a last corner sort of dive is definitely out the window there. We were kind of within range before that. Can we actually beat him to the line though? No, we can't. We can't pick up the bike on the power enough, so 4th place in this one, but actually a bit of a cleaner race than I expected. People actually weren't abusing the track limits like they usually do here. And considering the previous races in this lobby, I was not expecting that, that's for sure. So then this time, a lot closer to the leaders, only 4.2 seconds behind. I suppose that's what happens when you don't get taken out a couple of times in the race. My pace actually wasn't too bad, but those guys were actually fairly quick, so fair play to them there, and they weren't going off the track ridiculously either. So then, here we are at Phillip Island this time. This track doesn't get picked too often online, so it's a bit refreshing definitely to see this track. We're in 2nd place on the grid, we're playing as Alex Marquez for this one. So let's see if we can try and get another podium. Obviously last time we just missed out, unfortunately. Waiting for the lights to go out here at Phillip Island, lights out and away we go. I'll wait to see if I get swamped. Yep, I thought I would do. I was going to say it was a good start. The launch off the line is pretty good, but I think most people seem to use setups for the gearboxes, whereas I don't, so they usually get better launches. And we're going to get up the inside into the southern loop here. We've snuck up the inside. That guy's going to go onto the grass. Yes, he is. So we're up into 2nd place. We've got a KTM on the inside. Wow, that Yamaha was on the grass there. That's how he passed me. So we lost quite a bit of positions. That guy was very lucky. He just went fully on the grass, lost the rear completely. Through Stoner's corner, we're up the inside of the Yamaha once again then. So hitting the brakes for the Honda hairpin. That Suzuki is wild. And we're up the inside and I've lost the front, I think. Yep, I have. So that's me down. I think I've taken somebody else with me. So apologies for that. I was just trying to not hit the Suzuki because I thought it was going to cut back on me. So I think I instinctively sort of grabbed the front brake even more and lost the front. So yeah, this time it's my fault. Although we're still in the fight for the podium, so it seemed like most people crashed at this corner. What is that guy doing? Wow. Okay, well that's definitely cost him some time. So we're now up into 3rd position. So we're in the podium fight once again. Pretty big gap though to the leaders, and those are the quick guys, so we're not going to catch those guys up. That Suzuki actually stayed on, which is unbelievable because he went literally full lean left on the brakes, which, you know, definitely should cause you to crash like into the other guy. So I don't know whether that's a bit of lag or whatever, because he did that in the previous race as well. when he was passing someone. He just completely went from the right hand side of the track to the left hand side for the braking zone, like full lean left, and he didn't crash, so I don't know how he gets away with it. So it probably is a little bit of lag. We're 5.2 seconds behind already, so that's any chance of the victory absolutely gone. To my own fault this time. 24.8, that's a pretty good lap from the leader there. It is the DWA guy, so he's extremely fast. It looks unfortunately like I'm probably about the third fastest person in this lobby. So unless I get very lucky and those guys get held up a little bit, it looks like they're going to just pull away from me every race. This time, of course, I did crash, so it doesn't help. Maybe if I actually got onto the back of them right at the start, I'd have a shot, but they just pull away from me anyway, so there's not much I can do about it. Oh, I think one of them's crashed. Yes, we're up to second position actually now. I didn't even notice that. So we've got the last couple of corners. Will he send it at the final turn? He might do. But I didn't even realise he crashed. I just saw him coming out of the gravel. So here we go through the final turn, then holding it tight to the curb on the power as early as possible. Or towards the line. He's right behind me. We're going to just beat him to the line. I think we're looking over the left-hand side. I don't know. It was so close. He might have got me there. He had some sublime straight-line speed. He must have had a setup on 100% for a gearbox to give him some fantastic straight-line speed. But he was just pulling on me. I'll have to see if we beat him or not. No. Oh, it was a dead heat. It was a dead heat apparently, but it gave it to me. So I must have beaten him on a couple of decimal places there. But we were 7.293 seconds behind the leader, so actually not bad considering we had a crash, so I probably only would have been about 2 seconds behind, so I think we had the best pace we had. Of course we crashed and so did Gotsworth, so we actually ended up beating him after his crash, so he must have lost a little bit more time than we did when we fell off. So then this time we're here at Malaysia, which is a track I'm pretty good at, so if we can try and get a good start, we could be within the hunt here, but I'm down in 6th position on the grid this time, so yeah, we're not quite as high up, but hopefully that also means those leaders may be a little bit further back as well. But waiting for the lights to go out here at Malaysia. Lights out and away we go. Try and get a bit of slipstream straight away if we can. Of course, I know it doesn't affect too much at this low speed. Look at these guys off the line. Gotsworth flew past us already, so he did start further behind us. We're going to brake nice and early for the first corner because it looks like a bit chaotic on the way in there. Some guys crashed. Oh, yes, he has. He's lost the front. And I've gone up to second position through that. We've cut that Oliveira a little bit, so apologies for that. I didn't see him on the inside till I'd already started turning in, and well, I've kind of got comeuppance for that, I guess, but yeah, I don't know what happened there, but I got clipped by a Ducati. We're going to watch as we rejoin. I'm staying off the racing line. We're now back on the circuit, though, 7th position, and that is race ruined already. Oh, whoa, that guy rejoined. That was scary stuff. Luckily, he ghosted right at the last second there. So we're now down, well, we're up to 6th position, I suppose. We lost quite a few, though. We had a pretty good start, because I just know at Malaysia Turn 1, every single time people dive in there, because you think you can brake later at that corner than you actually can. Because sort of in the race, it's probably quicker to not hit the apex and sort of cut back. But on the first lap, because you're going a lot slower, cutting up the inside is much better. So I always brake a little bit early there. It worked out. We had a little bit of contact with Miguel Oliveira that I didn't see on the inside till the very last second. And then we got clipped by a Ducati, but I don't know exactly what happened with that, so I'll have to watch the footage back. I think he turned in on me, but he might have just sort of clipped me up the back or something, I'm not 100% sure. But I just turned in on somebody else, so I suppose I can't complain too much. But I suppose I was in front, whereas that Ducati wasn't, so it's a little bit different. That guy has just had a horrendous crash on the curb. He's the one that caused the first corner pile-up as well. By losing the front on the inside. Someone else has crashed here on the exit, the penultimate turn. So now back up into 4th position. So podium is probably on the cards again now, all of a sudden. Malaysia is probably your best chance at a comeback because it's one of the longer circuits. Same with Silverstone, we've gone in very, very hot. If you have a pretty poor first lap or get knocked off or something, it's your best chance at a comeback because in a 3-lap race, it's the longest you're going to have. So as we come up towards the line, 1.5 seconds behind the rider in front. Obviously, we had a couple of frame drops out of that last corner. I don't know if that will have shown up on the video, but it lagged a little bit, which does happen from time to time online. Oh, the frame rate. Nope, seems to have fixed itself then. But I think I lost quite a bit of time, so I think it's more internet lag than game lag at the moment, which is causing frame drops. 1.8 seconds. I'm actually still in front of Gotsworth though, even though I got took out as well. We're actually still in front of him, so he must have got took out again, or just had an atrocious respawn time or something like that. So the podium could be on the cards because it means that the 2 guys that have been thrashing me in every race are not ahead. One is and one is not, so that means we have a chance at 2 people potentially in front. So as we're about to start the final lap then, 1.5 seconds to the guy in front, but Gottsworth behind is on a charge, so he'll probably pass me before I catch up to those guys in front. They're having a little bit of a battle, Blip and Shift versus Dream there. I would say the name, but it might just come across a little bit weird. I don't want to get this video removed or something because of it. So we've got 2 tenths behind, 8 tenths in front. This is going to be a close last lap, but I feel like Gottsworth's probably going to go for it into this corner. He's not quite close enough, it seems. The guy in second place has ran wide as well, so that allows us to catch up even more. And I think the person in front is actually the Oliveira I accidentally turned in on, so it seems like he had a pretty good race. But we could steal this position from him right on the last lap, because we are right there now. In fact, we are within the hunt for second position. There's a 4-way scrap for second on this last lap here at Malaysia. Here we go then, we're still in front of Gottsworth. I've gone a little bit wide on the curb though, that could affect me, so down towards the hairpin. Oh, Gottsworth's now crashed, so he's out of the battle. So it's just between me and these 2 people for second position, and he goes up the inside. The Oliveira, the Yamaha cuts the corner, he runs wide, they both run wide, we've had contact. The Oliveira's down, he sort of just came back onto the circuit, didn't really think to look again. I don't know what happened exactly, but I'm pretty sure he just... Oh, and that guy's crashed on the grass as well, so they're both down. And to be honest, the incident at the hairpin was caused by the Yamaha cutting the corner. He dragged the Oliveira wide. The Oliveira tries to cut back up the inside. I was actually in the wrong gear, otherwise I would have just blasted past both of them. And we had the contact, but Dewey is 12.8 seconds in front. That's an absolutely ridiculous margin, especially considering we only crashed once in this race. So he has to have had the pace over me, but let's see what this final lap is, although we definitely would have lost time battling with those guys. Suzuki 1-2 it's going to be, because he's on a Suzuki for this race. So coming towards the line then, what is this time going to be on this last lap? It's going to be a 57.6, so not too bad considering we had to try and battle with people as well, and there's a bit of a battle, looks like, in the background there as well, probably between those riders that crashed. So then, in the end, 12.3 seconds behind Dewey in first position, Z-Dream in third place then, and not sure what... Oh, Gottsworth was 5th, because I'm not sure what happened to him, and then Blip and Shift ends up 6th. It was the Yamaha that was cutting the corners, causing the problems. So here we are then for the final race of the video. We're here at Misano. We're playing as Danilo Petrucci this time. I think we're actually at the back of the grid, by the looks of it, so that's not so good for me. But it also means I might avoid the first corner Carnage, so if we wait for the lights to go out here then at Misano, lights out and away we go. We've got Gottsworth in front of us, and also Dewey still in the race. Quite a few people disconnected though, I think, at the end of the previous race. The lobby size did decrease dramatically, about halved really. A couple other people did join back. Oh! So Jamis once again, I think, took in the front and taking somebody else out. So on those first laps, causing a little bit of carnage. But I did that once, of course, at Phillip Island. There's contact against Gottsworth, just cutting people up in the braking zone. We're going to try and cut underneath him as a consequence of that, and I don't know why I would do that on a guy I've just seen absolutely ram somebody else out the way, but I suppose I got exactly what you would expect in return for that. I had to wait for those guys to come through and rejoin on the track in front of them. So we're now down in last position. So not exactly the way I'd like the last race to start, but there should still be a shot at the podium, considering the pace of the other riders, and I can still see up to around 4th position. Someone else has crashed as well. Yep, so I can now see up to 3rd position, so the podium is definitely still on, because I can still see the podium positions. That guy cuts the corner a little bit, down towards Curvone. Let's see if we can make up any time here, or see if anybody goes off the circuit here. Actually, relatively clean. I mean, you're going to go on the green a little bit sometimes, by accident. That's going to happen. Jamis has absolutely washed out the front of turn 13, so that puts us up into 6th position. Oh, we're close up to that guy. I don't know how I didn't lose the front there, because I rammed on the front brake when I thought he was going to cut me up again. A little bit like I did at Phillip Island, but this time I think I had enough. I didn't have quite so much force going through the front already, so I think I got away with it. Through the last turn, then he will have lost a bit of time from that, but I didn't actually capitalise on that too well. I got another little screen freeze. So we go down towards the first corner, try to match him on the brakes, up the inside, there we go, up into 5th place now. So, the front bounced a little bit there. Sometimes that does happen at Misano when you're flicking the bike from the right to the left. The front wheel gets up in the air a little bit, bounces a little bit when you're on the brake on the way down. Look, I didn't crash though, he sent it back up the inside. He's almost took me out, luckily he hasn't. It seems like he might be the one that's causing my lag, because whenever he's sort of near me I'm getting a couple of screen drops. The I'm not even going to try and read the name in front. Someone has smashed the face on the keyboard to make up their name. Just ahead of us. On a factory Ducati anyway. And then there's a Yamaha. Not too far up the road again. The Aprilia being so desperate to dive up the inside. I'm not sure why he's so desperate to try and pass from that far back when really he should just sit behind. It'd be quicker for him. That guy's just crushed them, the guy with the weird name. It's got an E and an X in it and a lot of different symbols. Gottsworth's gone down. Gottsworth is down. And that'll be a high-speed corner, I assume. So he probably lost a little bit of time. Yeah, there he is, coming out of the gravel. Hopefully he doesn't come back on in front of me. I've actually gone on the green a little bit there, because again, I was watching him too much. So we're up onto the podium. So I did say the podium was still on, and I was correct to say that. But it's going to be difficult, because Gottsworth is now right behind us. We have got someone a little bit up the road, although his pace seemed pretty decent on this lap. And of course, with the odd screen freeze here and there, it is costing me a little bit of time to him. So 30.4 there, actually fast lap of the race for me. So I'm actually lapping quicker than the leaders for this, which is quite rare. So I don't know whether he's waiting. Yeah, I think he's waiting up because he was on his own out front. So fair enough. Nice little bit of sportsmanship. Unless that's the guy that's a lap down, but I don't think it is. No, he's just lost the lead. So yeah, he was waiting up, which is nice of him. He just wants a bit of a battle. I mean, he's been clearing off in all the races. I don't blame him, and he immediately strikes back. So if he could cost that guy in the lead a little bit more time, the other guy, the Patronus, if he could hold him up a little bit more by sort of battling with him, that might open the door for me to try and sneak through and perhaps get a victory. But it doesn't seem like he's actually going to let him go back through again. He just wanted to sort of do an overtake on somebody. Unless perhaps he thought that he took out Gottsworth, so he waited up and then just let someone through and immediately took him, which is definitely possible. We're getting a lot of screen freezes here. So good job this is the last race of the lobby, because we seem to be getting a lot of lag now all of a sudden. So through Carbone. Still in third place as we go into turn 13. We're just holding it nice and tight here. We're not going to quite be able to catch up to this guy in second position, unfortunately. Again, the screen freeze is not helping. It cost me quite a lot of time coming out the corner. They're horrendous at this point, and that's allowed Gottsworth to get straight past. I couldn't turn in just because of how laggy it was. So unfortunately we've lost the position there on the podium, but up towards the line. It's going to be fourth position for this final race. Not sure what's happening with the lag right at the end there. You can see Petrucci pretty annoyed. But we did get taken out, of course, by Gottsworth, actually, earlier on in the race. So I suppose it's not the end of the world. We had a pretty decent recovery ride. Lobby started off pretty dirty, cleaned up a bit in the middle, and then probably got a bit dirty again at the end. I think I got took out in most races this time. Sometimes you get lobbies where you don't get taken out too much, but this time I feel like I got took out quite a lot. Only 1.7 seconds behind then at the end of that race, but of course did wait up. So I hope you did enjoy this video. Hopefully there were some pretty good races online there. I'll try and record this a little bit more frequently. Again, especially as we come up towards Christmas, I'll probably have a little bit more spare time to do it as well. But like I said, I hope you did enjoy that one. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you're all staying safe, and I shall see you in the next one.